Yeah, so just to start off here, you got the Invitational on Saturday, right? This is the first time you guys are going to be starting in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you like that more than the afternoon starts? Does it change how you prepare coming up to the race?
Definitely a little more natural. Most of our races in the past have been Saturday morning races. So the last couple races on Friday afternoons have been a little bit of a shock, a little bit of a shift. I definitely felt it when I ran at Humbledon a couple weeks ago. Just in terms of what you eat before and how you digest that, and kind of your how you prepare up to the race. So this will be kind of more of a back to normalcy for a lot of people on the squad, and I'm personally very excited for it. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. You guys have the ranking coming into this one. Is that something you guys think about? I know you don't think about it a lot, but is it all in the back of your mind, or?
I know for me it is a little bit. It's definitely something that's very validating, especially at this point in the year. But as we all know, there's still a lot of season left, and we want to have a higher ranking at the end of the year in November when it really matters. And so I think it's something where we see, that's validating, but it also means now that people are starting to take notice. And we have to really show people that the ranking is worth it and that we're deserving of that title. And so I think it's something that people don't think about too much. When they do think about it, it's something that boosts them to want to perform better and want to show, hey, this is Humboldt State, this is who we are, and we're not afraid to compete with anybody.
And this track that's coming up, this course, kind of, what's it looking like? Do you know how has Coach Harris kind of prepared you for it?
Well, this is definitely a course that he loves to run. We've run it the last couple years I've been up here. We don't do too much in terms of training to switch up our training to prepare for it. It's a fairly flat course, a couple little hills that can throw your rhythm off a little bit, but the best way I've learned to run it in the last couple years is it's a course where you really have a lot of places you can re-engage yourself mentally going downhill or on the flats. And so the challenge issue that I took last year and that I want to take this year is really just keeping your hand on the burner for as long as possible and really surging and pushing through at different points where you might back off a little bit or where your competition might back off, and just trying to be aggressive. And it's a really good course to do that on. So I think that's the big focus for a lot of athletes on that course, because you can run a pretty fast time there.
Have you run the other two courses before too? That you've in these past two invitationals, have you run those courses before?
I ran Baywood last year, the Lumberjack Invite that we hosted, and I've practiced on it a bunch. I ran Monmouth my freshman year when it was a 10K course for the regional championships. That was my first time running it as an 8K course.
Of these three, is this kind of one you look forward to more, or?
I don't know if I'm necessarily looking forward to the course more. I like the course, and I really like the environment over there. It's a great place to have a race. Beautiful park, beautiful, great competition. I was really looking forward to Monmouth just because it was a great chance to really view the course and kind of get some solid footing for it, especially because that's where we'll be going back to regionals in November. But this is also another place where you're going to have quality competition. I know we have at least a couple regionally ranked Division III opponents, and I think one regionally ranked Division II opponent from outside of the West region that'll be coming, and University of Portland will be running a squad there, and I know they have one of the best teams in the nation in Division I right now, and so it beyond just the course, there's really good competition and good running culture that shows up to these races, and that's just an extra layer to it as well.
Awesome. And yeah, my camera wasn't rolling when you were introduced, so could you just say your name for me? So if I have to pronounce it on TV, I can say it right.
Yeah, Elliot Portillo.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Elliot. So I've talked to Coach Harris in the past, and he said that these first few races of the year, leading up to the CC2A championships, that's kind of where you want to hit the peak. At the CCAA. Where do you think the team is at right now?
Like you said, the goal is to peak at CCAAs. I think right now we've shown really good improvement. I would argue that we're one of the youngest teams in the conference, top to bottom, in terms of how we've recruited. And so I think from the two performances we've had this year, it's very, very good. I mean, the pack spread we had at Sundowner, literally 3 or 4 guys that came in within seconds of me crossing the line as our number 2. And so already this year, there's a different feel to everybody and how they're racing. Just a lot of young, fresh blood that's really come in and has been invigorated and rejuvenated the program. And I definitely think we haven't hit our peak yet, and I think this weekend will indicate that. And I think weeks down the road, October 26th, that Baywood it'll show that we haven't hit our peak yet. And I feel just the way we really haven't done any workouts right yet that have been specifically kind of tapering or specific race specific types of work so far. It's been a lot of still fundamental base building work, and we've still run pretty well off that. So I'm very, very excited for when we start integrating some more race specific workouts into our regimen within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, this is since September, I believe 20th was the last time you guys had a race. So it must feel good though to finally get out there and actually be running for something, to be among the best. So
Definitely.
What is your mentality right now heading up to Oregon?
My mentality is just to be as competitive as I can and show people what we have been building here over the last couple seasons since Jamie came in, and just really. It's nice not having to race every weekend, because I think when you do race every weekend and you travel and you're going up and down, especially being here where we are, it can take a lot out of you physically. And so being able to take some weeks between to really just train through and get stronger helps when you do race, and it makes those races so much more important and so much more poignant. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone does. I think taking the time off to really train and have some really quality work is going to better everybody when they step on the line in Willamette on Saturday. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that you like where the team is at right now. You like that you guys are looking to compete in the CCAA this year, that championship. But is there added pressure being that it's going to be up here, and you guys feel that in some ways you have to represent Humboldt State in the area better because you're hosting the race?
I don't think there's added pressure. I think that there's definitely a sense of pride because Humboldt has had such a rich tradition and history in the past of quality distance running. Obviously with Coach Hunt's programs back in the 70s and 80s, and I know that I think at least a couple of alumni are going to try to come up and watch those races. And so for us, it's a sense of, hey, we want to bring it back to that tradition, and I think being ranked is part of that. The five teams ranked in front of us right now are all from our conference, so it's definitely being a good team in this conference is no slouch. You could finish as high as 5th and still finish in the top 10 in the West region, which is one of the toughest regions in NCAA Division II for cross country. And so for us, I think it's less pressure in saying, hey, no, we haven't been on anybody's radar in the last couple of years. We have a chance to really come in and have these people come to us and show, hey, we're no slouches. We have a chance to run with anybody on any day, and just not being afraid of anybody, and really just going out there and showing what Lumberjack Grid's about.
All right.
Cross country is obviously, it's a team